The Vietnam War was a protracted conflict that lasted from the 1950s to 1975, involving North Vietnam and South Vietnam. It was a major event in the Cold War and had a profound impact on both Vietnam and the world. This document provides an overview of the conflict, including its causes, key events, and lasting consequences. Causes of the war. Several factors contributed to the outbreak and escalation of the Vietnam War. French colonialism. Vietnam was a French colony in the early 20th century. The Vietnamese people sought independence. Rise of communism. Ho Chi Minh, a Vietnamese nationalist, embraced communism and formed the Viet Minh to fight for independence. The Cold War. The United States adopted a policy of containment to prevent the spread of communism, leading to involvement in Vietnam to support the non-communist South Vietnam. Domino theory. The belief that if one country in Southeast Asia fell to communism, others would follow. Key events and turning points. The Vietnam War was marked by several key events. First Indochina War, 1946 to 1954. The Viet Minh fought against French colonial forces, culminating in the French defeat at Dien Bien Phu. Geneva Accords, 1954. Vietnam was temporarily divided into North Vietnam, communist, and South Vietnam, non-communist. Escalation of U.S. involvement, 1960s. The U.S. increased its military presence in South Vietnam to support the government against the Viet Cong, communist guerrillas. Gulf of Tonkin Incident, 1964, controversial event that led to increased U.S. military action. Tet Offensive, 1968, a major military campaign by the Viet Cong and North Vietnamese forces that shocked the U.S. public and changed the perception of the war. Vietnamization, 1969 to 1973. The U.S. policy of gradually withdrawing troops and transferring responsibility for the war to South Vietnam. Paris Peace Accords, 1973, agreement signed by the U.S., North Vietnam, South Vietnam, and the Viet Cong, leading to the withdrawal of U.S. forces. Fall of Saigon, 1975, North Vietnamese forces captured Saigon, the capital of South Vietnam, leading to the reunification of Vietnam under communist rule. Key players. Ho Chi Minh, leader of North Vietnam and a key figure in the Vietnamese independence movement. Ngo Dinh Diem, president of South Vietnam, supported by the United States but faced growing opposition due to his authoritarian rule. Lyndon B. Johnson, U.S. president who significantly escalated U.S. involvement in the war. Richard Nixon, U.S. president who implemented the policy of Vietnamization and negotiated the Paris Peace Accords. Vo Nguyen Giap, military commander of the North Vietnamese Army, known for his strategic brilliance. Robert McNamara, U.S. Secretary of Defense under Presidents Kennedy and Johnson, played a key role in escalating U.S. involvement. Impact and legacy. The Vietnam War had far-reaching consequences. Devastation of Vietnam. The war caused widespread destruction, loss of life, and environmental damage in Vietnam. Political and social division in the U.S. The war deeply divided American society, leading to anti-war protests and social unrest. Loss of American lives. Over 58,000 American soldiers died in the war. The end of the war resulted in Communist Vietnam. Vietnam was unified under communist rule. Increased distrust in government. The war eroded public trust in the U.S. government due to perceived dishonesty and misrepresentation of facts. Conclusion. The Vietnam War was a complex and tragic conflict with significant historical, political, and social ramifications. It serves as a reminder of the human cost of war and the importance of understanding different perspectives in international relations.